Tiz.
What's up, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Podnas, show with three friends separated by distance, connected by brotherhood, and having weekly conversations that you can join in on. As always, I am 1/3 of the partners. It's your boy Tiz, along with
the other third of the partners, the Padawan, along with.
It's your boy Face, and I'm in the place.
Winning the race. And Tiz is
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
saucy,
Way more
saucy,
saucy.
Mosset.
How y'all been this week, bro?
And any other word you want to call it. And yeah, man, we here with episode 27, man. You know what I mean? We coming live and direct. Tonight should be a pretty interesting one. But yeah, man, let's get straight into it. Face, what you got up first, champ?
Well, I'm going to bring an open forum. I want to talk about overbearing grandparents and overbearing parents, because overbearing parents turn into overbearing grandparents at some point in time. So just want to talk about it, get it out in the air, because I believe everybody in the world has went through that one point in time. If you had kids and you had to deal with the grandparents, or you grew up as a kid, which everybody did, and you had that overbearing parent. So you have some relation to it. Me personally, I spoke on how I was raised many episodes ago on the interview with Face. So people know what I've been through. Now I have kids. So and sometimes I face the grandparents being overbearing at some point, but I see it on a different level at sometimes. Sometimes I feel it's disrespectful to what I'm saying, but sometimes I feel it's good in some areas, because I may not be as sweet and kind. In some areas they are. And in some areas I see it as them trying to overcompensate for some things they feel like they didn't do for me. You feel me? So they're trying to do it extra for my kids. How y'all feel about this subject?
Well, I saw this on the docket earlier, and it got me to thinking. My mother is actually here in my home right now, so it's a very interesting dynamic. But I've been through this, and I think it's an interesting dynamic. I don't know what it's like with same-sex grandparents, but I do know that, like, having a son and having a female surrounded dynamic where he got two grandmothers, a mother, and a bunch of aunts, it is definitely different, because I think what happens is, a lot of times, for one, I definitely agree with you on, like, they're trying to make up for things that they wish that they hadn't have done when you were younger, or wish that they had have done when you were younger. So it's like a second chance at parenthood for them almost, but they don't have the responsibilities that come with it. They just get to do the fun shit. But I also think that it's a level of with grandmothers and boys. It's a thing of, like, as a man, when you're raising a son, there are certain things that you know as a man are coming up at certain stages. And the way that you're preparing them is the way that the world is going to hand it to them as a man. And a woman can't always see that, because a lot of things they are shielded from at an earlier age. Not to say that they don't have maybe equally or more difficult time as an old age, but like in earlier years, just being a female of any race, you are shielded from a lot, because you're the girl, you're the princess, save baby girl, watch baby girl, look after baby girl, you know what I mean? The fella, like, they kind of be out there. So as a man, you kind of know, like, okay, at this age, he gonna have to know how to at least defend himself. He might not be the baddest dude on the block, but he can at least get home. You feel me? And I'm gonna have to have a talk with him about this at this age. And at this age, he's gonna start feeling this on the inside. And a woman wouldn't know that, because they don't feel that on the inside, because they are a woman. So I think it's a dynamic there of them just not always understanding why we are tough, or more, not even more stern, but like, for one, there's a dynamic of we have bass in our voice. that right there with grandmothers and mothers is going to always sound harsher than them talking to a kid because it just sounds more authoritative. It's like when you heard Mufasa and Lion King, like, oh shit, all right. Like, what was the mother name? Sarabi, Narabi, Barabi, whatever the mama name was. Like, you know, she could say something to Simba and you'd be like, all right, yeah. But when Mufasa came, Simba, all right. All right, I got you.
Say his name.
Pops. Right on, Pops. I hear you, Pops. You feel me? So I think it's a dynamic there of the male to female. Just the different way in which we nurture a child. Like men are by nature, especially with a male child or even a female child, we're going to be seeing things from a male perspective, which is often a lot more aggressive because we know men. And the male world is a lot more aggressive. It's a lot more harsh. It's a lot less tactful. We know what dudes are going to be trying to say to our daughter, so we got to prepare them for that. We know what struggles our sons are about to come up with, so we got to prepare them for that. Like, it's a difference. It just is a difference. But yeah, I'm sorry that for ranting, but go ahead, Pat.
I was gonna say like if the grandparents dynamic or whatever, they still in the mindset that even though y'all are grown adults, those are still my babies. Now it's just my babies have babies now or whatever. And it's a matter of them, I would say, realizing that they have that mentality or whatever, and just so they can give you the respect or whatever, or letting you be the parent that you want to be or whatever. And it differs between parent and grandparent or whatever. For most parts, I just feel like that's pretty much what I would see is the main from that point of view or whatever, because I'm limited. I don't want to say something that I haven't really experienced yet because I'm not a parent yet. But
that's real.
I would say for me to put a insight to it on that side, it would be that aspect of them just looking at, even though that y'all are grown adults or whatever, they're still my children, and my children has children or whatever. They just gotta, just fight that moment and give y'all the respect of y'all being adults, pretty much.
Preach.
Easier said than done, though.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you still face the thing that is my parent. So you how comfortable are you saying something to that parent? You feel me? And then again, you gotta realize, well, these my kids, and I'm gonna discipline my kids how I see fit. So it puts you in a situation. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
If not even externally with the parent, the grandparent, yourself internally, because you feel like, what should I say? Can I say something? What should I say, or should I not say something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a difficult line to toe or whatever, because I mean, it's your child, but at the same time, it's your parent, so you don't want to like cross certain boundaries with them either. But you still got to try to, assert yourself as the parent of the child. So it's like, I feel you. I definitely understand what you're talking about, though. Like, sometimes it's like they don't necessarily see your vision because they don't live your daily life. So the shit that they might want to do, like, no, that can't work right now because that's going to lead to this, and this, and this, and this that they not going to have to deal with. But I think that's the key to it. Like, as a grandparent, you get to walk away from things. You get to leave the kid with the parent.
Yeah. Spoil them and let them go.
Mm-hmm. You get to do whatever the kid want to do. You get to be the fun person, and then the parent has to come in and be the bad guy and actually set the boundaries and make the rules because they got to live with the child every day. They got to actually prepare the child for day-to-day life.
Exactly, and the parent knows what agenda and what boundaries they're trying to set for that said child. So, and the grandparents are going off their own mentality, what they did and what they want to do. instead of getting on board of what's already set ahead.
Indeed.
You know what the rebuttal would be, right?
What's that?
Your turn. I did this.
Yeah, but my rebuttal would be this. Every struggle that you had with your parent, remember that in this moment.
Exactly.
And show grace. Because the same shit that I'm fussing about right now is probably the same shit you was fussing about with your parent. At the same age, with the same, you had your child and you doing it. So I'm like, give me that same grace that you would have wanted from your parent. Because usually what I've experienced is almost every parent I know on some level has had some type of altercation or run-in where a grandparent oversteps their bound, whether it be the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, or their own mother or father. And it usually, that person, that parent that did it, they usually have a story of where their parent did it to them in some way. So it's like, at some point, it's like you got to stop the cycle. Like I pray that I hope when I'm a grandparent that I am more understanding of my child and their needs as a parent because of what you go through as a adult. So yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I can just imagine that now.
Yeah, it get real, bro. It get real, bro. The conversations get serious, man. I definitely understand what Faye's talking about right now.
Very, very serious. But
I wanted to say, I just wanted to put the rebuttal side, the devil's advocate, because y'all have more insight on this matter than I would or whatever. So just wanted to throw the other side to it or whatever to see how y'all respond pretty much. And good to learn for the future myself.
Yeah.
Not near future.
You will be there one day.
Yes, sir.
One day it shall come to pass.
It shall happen, my brother. My dear brother Numse.
I love that damn movie. Love that damn movie.
That's that shit. Goddamn golden child, boy.
Sleeping on that shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man. So and speaking of difficult conversations, there's been a lingering one that has been had over the past month and maybe a week or so, month and a couple weeks, I don't know. Probably longer than that, according to both parties in this situation. So the Joe Budden Podcast broke up, guys. If you've been watching our YouTube channel, you've seen me kind of do a breakdown of Rory and Mal's response. And at this point now, we got both sides of the story, or all three sides of the story, if you will. Who do y'all think is wrong in this situation? After listening to both sides of the story and kind of putting together the situation together in your own head, who do y'all feel is in the wrong here and why?
I'll let you go first, Pat.
Kind of the one person that sticks out is the obvious person, and that's Joe. And now in my head, I've been trying to defend him in so many ways because I'm like, over the years I've grown to like his character pretty much, and his show is the main reason why I got into podcasts anyway. And it's a lot of he brings up a lot of topics that from his point of view, I agree with, especially when he talks about creator equity and doing more things for the creator and stuff like that. So when you have stuff like this pop up, it just soils up the message in general. You know what I'm saying? It dirties up the message or whatever. So you say creator equity, but the creators you're creating with, you're not giving them or showing them the equity or whatever. So I look at it when I first looked at it, I was like, all right, maybe it's just a big misunderstanding. But a misunderstanding don't last like 2 years.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I just don't see that lasting that long. And then I can understand. Like I said before when we first talked about it, I give them leeway because like they started off when we don't even know what podcast was. Like the industry itself was just like we're making it up on
It
the
was
fly.
a version of industry, yeah, correct.
Yeah, pretty much. Correct. So, but when I'm looking, but like when you look at Rory and Mal or whatever, they have never struck me as a person or people that would just get upset for no reason, like or illogical reason, or just feel some type of way without any type of backing behind that or whatever. So I'm like the whole time I'm like, man, this is not looking good, Joe, because Joe has a history of pretty much everyone in the industry not liking him. Pretty much.
That's real.
Like, and it has to be a reason for that other than you, the bar spitting rapper that talks about stuff that most rappers don't talk about, and you got an ego. There got to be a little bit more to that. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So I feel like in the long run, all of them have their own little things that probably messed up the bag, as the people say, pretty much, or whatever. And we can also put it at Joe not being in a position of power like this before, or whatever, or
that's real.
not
That's a good point.
Or just
point.
Communication in general, or whatever. Just in general, because and sometimes, especially when you're dealing with friends and business or whatever, like if it's an issue, you just need to just say it. You know what I'm saying? Like every time we had like an issue or whatever, we just straight up say it right there, get it out the way, so it won't be a lingering problem. Pretty much.
Exactly.
And then it's like, I mean, you could tell as they first started off, they were friends, but like to tell you the truth, I really couldn't tell there was a problem, except the way they carried it or whatever. Like if you took moments on the show, you could blow that up as saying, hey, they might not be all as cool as they cracked up to be. Like it's certain moments on the show where like they might crack on each other, or it's look like it gets a little too serious or whatever when they're like, you know what I'm saying, at each other or whatever, or they disagreeing with something. But all in all, for real, on a long run, I feel like it's kind of holding out on Joe's side of the thing, like so far.
Okay.
Like when I looked at Mal and Rory's response or whatever, it was like, yeah, they got a point. They got a point. And I'm not the one. I don't have a multi-million-dollar business. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been in business deal after business deal, maybe like Mal and Rory have, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Or Joe has, pretty much. So I try to keep my bias or whatever, or how like I would straight up just feel to myself in the situation until I get more information. But on this end, it kind of feel like, man, Joe, you got a little selfish, and not on the money side, just you got a little selfish, and the whole I don't want to talk about it. You got a little paranoid in your head, because if you notice Joe Budden, he creates narratives in his head that are possibilities. He's like, he overthinks too much situations or whatever, and then like the whole time you're like, how do you even get there? You know what I'm saying? He jokes about it on his show, but there's little clues in your actions of what you might do at home. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like he got paranoid on his head, which caused miscommunication or whatever, which could have been solved. And after a while, things were said in the midst of an argument that you can't take back, and now we got this situation.
Okay.
Sorry, I went off a little too much on it, but
it's fine. It's fine.
I look at it a little different as far as on the collective and with leadership. Now, when you see that, when you see their podcast, you look to the person with the most notoriety is sort of as a leader. So that would be Joe Budden.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about it on the Kevin Hart podcast, the Kevin Hart and Plastic Cowboy podcast. And I agree with them. It's like Joe showed real poor leadership in how he handled it. Whatever the issue is, if it is a friendship, we're not gonna air this out on air. It's between us to deal what we need to deal with. And as a leader, he handled that very, very poorly. I believe one of the men got fired on air or let go on air.
Yep.
Yeah, that if we were friends, you just crossed the line right there. So you're trying to publicly humiliate me for what type of gain were you getting out of it? If you thought you were getting some out of it, I'm gonna give you what you wanted, because that's a different level of disrespect. You feel me? And if you are a leader, you know how to lead. And that was no good leadership shown at all. As far as the other two gentlemen, really haven't got too much in depth on their side as far as how they feel, but I just go back to leadership. If the leadership ain't right, everything below the ship gonna sink. You feel like?
That's real. That's a big fact.
I mean, if Joe ain't together, how can anybody else expect to be together? Like, he was fucked up from jump. Like, it's just something about his personality that irks me differently. I mean, the interactions I've seen him with many different people on the rap side and just in public, period, from what I've seen, it's just off-ass situations, and he always seemed like he was an oddball. But that's just could be his personality. So, I mean, it just rubs me differently. So to put him in a position of leadership in the first place was a bad idea. So whoever did that, I feel it was a bad idea on their part to put him in a position to be seen as a leader.
Gotcha.
I feel in like our collective, you really can't see no leader in our collective because we're three individuals with three different perspectives, and we all come together collectively. You feel me?
Right.
With that other dynamic, I feel like it was a Joe Budden featuring them, because you were drawn to the podcast, not because of the other two, but first of all, because of his name, and then the other two, you learn more about them by listening. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like his total approach to it should have been a lot differently. He should have handled everything on his end a lot differently. And I feel like the outcome wouldn't have been as public as it has been if indeed the so-called leader would have did what he should have did in their position of power.
Gotcha.
But once again, that said, everybody can't handle a certain amount of power. Power ain't for everybody.
That's true. That is true. So as always, guys, here's a Tiz take. So I want to start by saying I agree that, yes, it probably is a leadership problem. I don't know that Joe is the best leader for a business. I don't know that he has the skills necessarily to lead a business. He probably needs somebody else to do it, and he just be the face of it. But I agree on that. I agree that Rory and Mal may have a point. I'm not exactly sure, but they may. So I can rock with that logic. And I'm going to still say I disagree. It's Rory and Mal's fault. And here's why. So you got a podcast. Again, like you said, Pat, it's a podcast that started when people barely, like, podcasting was kind of a new thing. It wasn't as big as it is now. People were still like, what is this? He comes out with it. Rory and Mal are not on it. It was Peter Rosenberg and what's that lady name? Marissa
Marty.
Yeah. From Hot
Marty.
97. Yeah. They were on the show. So you got a podcast that starts off and it's kind of successful because I remember people talking about it before Roy and Mal got on it. And if you're talking about a podcast in a time when podcasting is not even a big thing and people are talking about this thing, cool. We've already established that this thing was a big thing. You jumped aboard a train. You didn't help start a train. You didn't put in equity. You didn't like go out and find these amazing deals, or you didn't like build on, you didn't bring anything in. You jumped aboard a train that was already rolling and it benefited you. Great, cool, bet. That's point one. Point two, they knew about this issue, they said, a couple of years ago. But instead of you being a man and being a real friend, now, mind you, we're using the word friends here. So we're talking about people that were friends before they entered into business. What makes the only way that works, which is why they say friends and business don't mix or family and business don't mix, is the only way that works is if you have friends or family that are willing to actually have the difficult conversations necessary that business people have to have that are necessary. Because what usually happens is you'll get friends or family having a difficult conversation that business people have to have, but they take it personally because they're friends or family. Whereas business people who go home to different people, they don't hang out, they're literally just here and their only tie is the product, the service, and the revenue that it generates. They don't care as much about like the hostility that like they can literally bark at each other, go home and have a great night with their family and be good because you ain't affecting me. But when it's a friend or a family, after this argument about business, I then gotta be personal with you and we gotta go to each other's baby shower or wedding, or we gotta hang out, or we gotta talk on the phone, or we gotta go to the mall to get, like we gotta still be around each other. We gotta go to Big Mama house for Sunday dinner, whatever the case may be. You feel me? So like, I think it's if you're friends, for one, you got to be willing to have the difficult conversations, but for two, you got to know your friends. I know y'all. Part of what, for me, on my third of the partners in, what makes it work compared to what Joe Budden and them seem to be going through is I knew y'all going in. I didn't expect y'all to change just because we're doing business. I expected y'all to have the same personalities, the same traits, the same characteristics, the same strengths, the same weaknesses, the same likes, the same dislikes, the same. I expected y'all to be the same people I've known for, 2 decades or more in business that I know y'all to be personally, which makes it work because I'm not expecting nothing different. I know the conversations I'm going to have ahead of time. I already know, like, okay, this is going to be something that I'm going to have to, this ain't going to be me. This going to be him. He going to have to jump on this because this is more his wheelhouse, because this, I don't know shit, what each other's gonna bring. Like, you already know my temperament. I know your temperament. I know Faith's temperament. Y'all know, like, we know each other. So, like, I don't think they leaned into that. I know each other enough. Like, you've seen Joe. Mm-hmm. You've known Joe before your show, which means you knew Joe has been public with everything he's done since he came out. Joe was one of the pioneers of YouTube, social media, all of that. Like, he's been public. He was vlogging before we had a term for it. Like, he's been putting his real life, good, bad, and ugly, out there for the world to see. So you knew this about him. This is not a surprise. This ain't a shock. This ain't clutch my pearl. Oh my God. I can't believe he did. You knew what he was. You knew he was an asshole. You knew he was somewhat cold-hearted. He has a very Capricornish streak to him where it's like, this is business. Like, I don't care about the rest of the shit. Like, if it's business, like, this is what it is. We can go to the barbecue later, but I don't really care. Like, I ain't fuck your feelings in this part. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, you knew all of this about him, yet you still went into business with him. And according to what I can gather from what both groups, with both parties said, they went into it with a profit-sharing agreement where they're sharing Joe's profits from the podcast. Not the podcast revenue, Joe's profits from the podcast, which means if he ain't making shit, you ain't making shit. You dumb fuck. If you're gonna go profit sharing, you go profit sharing with the company, not the person, not the personality even. You go with the actual entity behind it, because no matter what, if they pivot and switch to a different show, you're still adhering and you still privy to profit sharing from that. That means you're getting, instead of just profit sharing from the Joe Budden podcast, you're getting profit sharing for, now that this is a network, you're getting profit sharing from those other podcasts that are on there. But that's them not knowing business. That's not his fault, because they all said they got lawyers.
True.
So at the end of the day, to me, it's Roy and Mal's fault. Like, you knew your friend, you knew who he was. You knew exactly what he was going to act like, and if shit got sticky, you knew if the shit went left, it was going to be a public fiasco, because that's what he makes everything. You knew all of this about him. So Joe didn't do nothing different. Joe didn't switch up. Joe didn't like get the bag and start acting funny. Joe came into it with the bag. You followed the bag. And instead of, to me, all right, say this is like this. This is like when Face used to run the store, right? That was his gig. If you went there and decided to work with Face on a profit sharing thing, you knew that, okay, even though I sold this amount of stuff today, he's going to get the bulk of it because it's his operation. If the shit go left, he's taking the hit. If shit go right, he's established it before I got that. You riding the train of it. You feel me? Like, you take whatever and you be happy. Like, oh, I'm up for the day. Shit, word. Even after this, I'm still going home, and everybody tonight is living good. We going out partying, and everybody's gonna have the same kind of night. So, like,
you understand?
Them dudes fucked up the bag. Point blank. Period. They didn't trust their friend, and instead of them realizing, okay, the way our agreement is set up is right now we don't have a deal. When they was in between that Spotify deal and all of that, and they was kind of, you weren't supposed to be getting paid right then, because technically the only thing that's happening is the company is spending money, but you still got paid because he was your boy. But what happened was you saw how much money he was getting, and it didn't match up to what you were getting. So his 10 million made your 1 million look shitty, but you forgetting, bitch, it's 1 million.
Exactly.
Let us get deep into this shit. And Pat, you bring in some multi-million-dollar deal from a comic book company because they like one of your vlogs that you did covering one of their shit, or your comic book that took off, and we get some deal through that, and you bring the deal to the table. I wish I might get mad, because at the end of the day, you get 20 million, but I get 3 million. Bitch, I'm rich. Nigga, that's life-changing money. You are living good off of something that you didn't bring to the table. You didn't bring the Spotify deal to the table. You didn't bring the Revolt deal to the table. You didn't bring this Patreon deal to the table. You have not brought the network to the table. From what I can hear, I did not hear them once say that they built or created an entity or created a spinoff show or created or like, what did you build onto the company? Everything that the company grew from was something that Joe did. I can see if you talk about equity, you talk to me about equity, if as he built on the idea for the network, you built on another arm of it that went into sports all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Cool. You did something. You brought on another arm of the company that wouldn't be there without you. However, you didn't do that. You sat and did the podcast. That is what you did. You sat with him and you mad because you got rich from it and you were paid in the top 5% of podcasters, which means you paid up there with fucking Joe Rogan in them, and you don't have a Joe Rogan type of vibe. You ain't driving no Joe Rogan marketing dollars. You're fucking Rory and Mal. I knew your brother, Mal. I didn't know you to this fucking podcast. I didn't know till I researched you once the podcast came out that you was even Big's brother. I didn't know the fuck you were, Mal.
Who's his brother?
Biggs. From Rockefeller. You know Dame Biggs, Jay?
Oh, okay.
That's his brother. I damn sure didn't know Rory. I thought Woody Harrelson had a cousin that then got into rap.
Yeah, Rory. Rory did.
Fuck out of here, man.
Do say
fuck out of here, man.
Under
I don't know what that is.
It's a festival, but I'm thinking this is what blinded.
Shit.
This
Rory
I think
and
this
Mal.
what blinded him.
Out of here. I wish I might get mad because I got rich off my homeboy's fucking hard work, and then I'm gonna complain because he got richer than me. Get the fuck out of here. I wish I might. My mama would beat me. You sitting here arguing with your brother over something like that. What's wrong with you?
I laughed like back in the day.
You done bought me a whole damn house on a golf course somewhere, and you sitting here arguing with him, and all you had to do was show up and talk to him every week.
Way you said it.
I want you to cut the dramatics of it because they're famous people. I want you to think about this. You got 3 friends, right? Who were friends before they went into business. They went into business, but only one of them actually created anything for the business. Only one of them actually created the business. Only one of them actually built onto the business and grew the business. But all 3 of them went from being wherever they were to being all 3 rich. And the people that work with them are rich. Off of this one dude's hard work, this one friend's hard work. I want you to think about that, Pat. Me, you, and Face are friends. Face creates a $1 billion merchandising deal. And we mad because he's a billionaire and we only got 100 million. I want you to think about that, and that's really what this situation boils down to. And we get mad because he created something, but he made sure we ate, and we ate great. And now we gonna sit here and come out here and start acting funny on the podcast and invite this nigga to our hands because we not mad enough to just go to him and say, hey, I don't like the way our contracts are set up. Can we restructure so I can make more money? Or we didn't have the fucking hustle in all these years as the podcast is growing to actually use our hard work and build something too. So then we have equity in the company because we are the intellectual property that created this thing. No, we didn't do that. We're going to get mad at him and act funny to him publicly, then act like he crazy for then airing us out publicly. Get the fuck out of here.
First, I'm going to say to the universe, please.
I wish I might.
With Face's company.
I was raised right. Face, oh God, let that Face and Co shit turn into some shit, and you be like, hey guys, I'm gonna put y'all on the board because y'all.
Do you hear that, universe?
And y'all will get 10% or whatever, but obviously I'm gonna get the other 80%. I wish I might be like, man, you tripping, man. I cause man, get the fuck, nigga. What you said? What? Oh, word. Thank you, bro. We out here. What we doing? We get yachts, nigga. What? We live. We going. We. I'm moving to Africa tomorrow. I'll buy a house when I get there.
But that's the difference between
Oh God.
Our podcast and their podcast though, because we ain't seen none of that yet. You know what I'm saying?
This
Well,
is
I'm
what
not
I'm
gonna
saying.
say what y'all seen yet or whatever. But
And this is what it boils down to. The money fucked them up. When it was
Mhm.
all just we pulling up for the free and everybody broke and we just doing this for the love, everything was cool. But then the bread come in all of a sudden now. Oh my God. But this the fucked up part. While the bread won't dare, one person was out working trying to build up something for the group. The other two was still sitting on that fucking stool in the other side of the couch, just showing up to talk. How dare you get mad because that's all you did and you got rich and you're mad because your friend got richer. Congratulate him. Be glad that you have a friend that's richer. So if your riches go to fuck out tomorrow, you still got a friend that is way richer than you that can maybe help you out some more. That can maybe say, here, take a couple of meals, go ahead and get your taxes right so that you can still live the lifestyle that you've been living. So you ain't got to give up your life savings. So you ain't got to sell your crib. But no, you get mad at your friend for eating? Somebody should donkey kick Rory and Mal in the teeth.
I think Maul ego got in the way. For real.
Like
I think
you started smelling your own piss because the show was famous and you thought that was you. No. That's Joe Budden, who's on reality shows and other shows outside of this that generate more income and eyes and ad revenue and sponsor dollars and deals because of these other things that he does. That's because Pump It Up is fucking played in every arena in America. You feel me? Like
it or not.
Like, you feel me? Like that's that type of shit. Like, let's be real about who the guy is. Now, the difference between them and us is the fact that we started it together. Like it didn't start with like one of us was riding the train and then the other two jumped on. It was like, hey, we press play together and we here to, you know what I'm saying? So that does change things. If they did that, I would be with them. But to me, if you go talk about equity, I would say Peter Rosenberg and Marissa Mendez got more equity talk than they do, contract or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. But you know.
Yeah. I think with Maul, I think his ego and him and his background, you know, with Biggs and Rockefeller and stuff like that, I think that got in the way of
tell you what happened.
Just seeing it the way it is. Like, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. Like,
y'all ever had it? Y'all
break
ever
it down to it.
Ooh, Pat, you would remember this dude. I don't know if Face remember. I think Face had went back to Petersburg by then. Do you remember this dude named Rich?
Yes.
I hate that motherfucker.
Okay.
No, so Face remember that because he don't like him either.
Bet he met. All right. So look. All right. So that's a Rich. Put it like this. Rory's a Rich. Think about this. Rich started off. Everybody was cool with him.
Not me.
Everybody was friends. But you won't dare when he came around at first.
Like
you won't really hang it with everybody like that. Like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like by the time you met him, shit was already it was starting to go.
Yeah, it was the fan.
People had already started feeling the vibes and knowing kind of like, okay. But that's a Rory. You got a guy that's like, he started off, everybody cool with him, but behind the scenes, he's like individually going to each person talking little dumb shit. And stirring up little shit. And then you got a guy like Mal. That would be a guy like what's his name? A Biddy. I ain't gonna say his real name. A Biddy. You know what I'm talking about? Biddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That go for it, and then all of a sudden the dynamics between everybody change. Because now you got somebody riding with this bullshit, but this person that was never really meant to be in the clique in the first place that came in and fucked it up. Because if you think about their dynamic with Joe Budden and them, Joe Budden and Mal were friends first. Mal came into the picture. He wanted an oh, I've been with the clique and I all these stories that they got cartoons and shit about, I'm there. Mal was there. You feel me? So like,
Yeah.
I think that's the gotcha about all this. Like you got it, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that the way Joe handles business is right. I won't say that. I will actually say it is wrong. But if I'm your friend going into business with you, then I know that that's how you handle business. If you fuck up money and I decide to go into business with you and I'm your friend, I know you fuck up money. It's on me if I still let you be the damn treasurer or be the still be the fucking bank and you hold all the money or you be in charge of the books. That's my dumb ass. I can't then get mad at you though for you being the same friend that you were the day before we signed a deal.
Mm-mm.
That was you. If I got a nigga that's clumsy and he come into my house and break some shit, I ain't gonna get mad at him for breaking the shit. I will be mad that the shit is broken. But if I know that he's like that, and that's what he's done well, shit, that's him. The fuck I'm supposed to, like, I knew that. I had the choice to let him in my house. I could have said, hey, man, we're going to meet up somewhere.
Like a fine china.
I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, man, people are who they are. But, you know, some shit just be fucking me.
Yeah, some shit do be fuckery. But, you know what's the good thing about that? We can all laugh at it. So if y'all ready, guys. Y'all ready, guys, man. I'm ready for the good and fuckery. Episode 27.
Let's get it.
Right.
Let's go.
Good and the fuckery.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe the planets are aligned. Maybe maybe we're on a break or whatever, but it hasn't been that much fuckery. But it has. It just hasn't been as much as the previous weeks. Because, you know, the first couple of months of 2021 is kind of crazy, pretty much.
Indeed.
But, yeah. So let's start off with joking. Our favorite rapper, y'all. Our favorite 90s rapper. Bow Wow.
Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You keep bringing him up like you be out to introduce some legend or some shit. I'm sitting there like, who? Rakim, nigga? Who you talking about? Jay-Z? Nigga, what? The fuck? Yeah. Big Daddy Kane?
And that's why I do it, because that's funny.
Nigga, I would rather you had ended that sentence with Vanilla Ice than fucking Bow Wow again. Why does this dude keep popping up in our fucking podcast? Fucking Bow Wow is everywhere. Him. Bow Wow is like seeping into our, like subliminally seeping into our podcast. Like that nigga album sales will go up 200 and something people from our subscribers because we gonna keep
his wrestling debut. But I'm not even talking about that. What was it? Lil Romeo brought up Bow Wow and was like, if you do a versus and it's not with me, then you shouldn't even do the verses, pretty much, or whatever.
That's a fact. So they the only two that was around the same age, but don't have as many hits as other people. Like they can't do it with their contemporaries. They can't do that shit with Chris Brown or B2K or one of them. Like them motherfuckers got big hits. Bow Wow and Romeo, they kind of got about the same amount of like little,
in between hits,
little songs, you know, and shit. So I think that'll work a little more even.
Like,
and I mean, it just makes sense. Like they was compared to each other.
Yeah,
you might as well.
And then
although Romeo's the better hooper.
Yeah, he better be. So shoot his dad. But it was brought up because I think Soulja Boy brought up being in the verses with Bow Wow, and I'll actually agree with Bow Wow on this one.
Soulja Boy was smoke Bow Wow.
Like he was saying, like his
damn right.
Bow Wow's got like R&B rap hits, and Soulja Boy got more.
Soulja Boy would smoke Bow Wow.
Got more.
Soulja Boy got a lot of hits on the low that you don't realize really him until you be like, oh, that was him.
Mm-hmm. He got mad like just straight up club hits, pretty much.
Like
So
I'm talking about bangers that some bangers that have given us great nights at the club when we were young.
Yep.
You did. I'm talking about yeah. I don't think
the dance that if done wrong and if you're drunk enough, you might collide into something. And it's always a funny moment when they collide into something during the Soulja Boy.
You are
right into the speaker. Or whatever. But Timberland was like, I don't know if you got 20 hits for verses.
That is a great fucking point, though. That is honest as hell. Because I don't know either.
So Bow Wow feels some type of way. So I think it might be a versus coming up.
But he feels like somebody gave him honesty. He don't got like 20 hits. He got about 4 by himself where it's just him. He got about 3 with Omarion, maybe 1 or 2 with verses. Brown, and then
that verse with the 3
like he gonna get to 12 or 13, and then it's gonna get real sketchy where it's gonna be like, unless you was a 12-year-old on the Scream tour and you were a female, you ain't gonna know nothing that he talking about.
Hell no.
Like it's gonna be like, what the hell is this shit? What app? Because ain't nobody buy no Bow Wow albums. People listen to Bow Wow on 106 & Park, TRL, or motherfucker the radio when his shit came on because he got a lot of spins. People weren't out here buying Bow Wow shit like at our age. Like by the time Bow Wow came out, we was already like in that 14 to 15-year-old range. So even though he was like closer to our age, we were already too far gone into like real music. Like even our R&B was harder than the shit he was putting out. You know what I mean? Like so like we was on the phone like, you know, trying to get with girls and we was fingering and fucking and like we was getting in by then. So like shit was different for our age range. Like we was past that. So like Bow Wow didn't hit with us. Now if you're talking to somebody who was like 7 or 8 when Bow Wow first came out, they're gonna have a different perspective on him. Like those are the people the age range to be like Bow Wow was a GOAT and all this shit because they actually know his B cuts. It's like Brandy and Monica. Like I was a Monica fan. That was the type of R&B that spoke to me because it was a little edgier. So I didn't really get into Brandy's album cuts. I knew Brandy's big hits, the shit that everybody else know. But when you get into them B cuts, it's a group of people that are like stans of that shit. Like, oh my God, this is the best song ever. But I have never heard of it. I never heard of it. But it's a thing.
The only
so,
track
you know,
I really
it's like that.
With Lil Bow Wow on it was the skit on Snoop Dogg's first album. Never really was. Not in that fan base at all. Whatever.
I'm probably
yeah, man, it's always fun to joke on Shad. So, hey, hopefully next time I talk about him, he's getting slammed through a table on WWE.
The Big Show gonna give you a butt bump and make you kiss his ass.
I don't even think if Big Show. Matter of fact, I think Big Show got a deal with a different. I think he with AEW now.
He is. Oh, Bow Wow's with WWE.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Sheamus is gonna kick the shit out of your teeth.
That'd be funny.
I don't know why that's wrong to wish that on a black man. I apologize, Shad, but damn it, I'm just tired of talking about you.
I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna. You chilled out with the Umar updates. I'm gonna chill with the Shad updates.
Yeah, man. This nigga is fucking getting on my nerves, man. He's like every other week. And here we get it's your favorite rapper. Who? Jay-Z? No. Bow Wow. Nigga, shit. Fuck that.
It's somebody's favorite rapper.
It's somebody's, but not ours.
All right. So from one little to another little, the littles are kind of getting out of control or whatever. The littles. So nobody asked, but Lil Yachty made a nail polish line to show that it's not just for women. And I say to you, I concur.
What T-fuck?
Yes. It's some underlying new trend with guys painting their nails and stuff like that. And
What T-fuck? Am I that old? Am I that old? That painting your nails is a thing now? For dudes?
No, you ain't that old, man. It ain't but so many and a few. It's that one person that just want to add extra
what
attention.
I would say is,
I mean, do what you feel though.
there are things that just don't go well with men. It has nothing to do with a gender thing. It's an aesthetic.
Nope.
Hell no.
Men, big ass hands don't look well with that.
Colors on them.
We look crazy. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I ain't gonna go into the other shit because I know that shit gonna get sticky. So I'm gonna just say, come on, champs. Men, calling all men. Hey, it's okay to be real men. And what I mean by that is not being some hyper aggressive dude that be cursing at people and always fighting and like, you know, doing stupid shit. I mean, like, it's okay to just walk in manhood.
It's also okay not to like a trend.
And be different because you are just yourself, not because you are trying to be different. And I think that that's what some of these people are doing. They're trying to be different instead of allowing
end up
their
being the same.
uniqueness to just be it. You know what I mean?
Try so hard to be different, they the same.
Because it looked funny
the
on
same method.
Like people who, like when Prince used to do that weird shit, it looked normal on him. It looked weird as fuck to everybody, but on him, it didn't look like something crazy for him to wear because it's
Prince.
It matched who he exuded himself to be authentically. Some of these young cats, man, they be doing shit, and you could tell it's just to like for the shock value of it because it don't look right on them. It don't seem to match with what you're doing and how you're moving. If that makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? Like the shit Lil Nas X doing, as crazy as it is, it matches who
it fits him.
Seems to be. Like, even if he wasn't gay, it just matches who he seems to be as a person. So, regardless of his sexuality or gender, nothing, like, he seems to be the type of person that would do some of this wild shit. Like, he seems to have that type of working. So I could see that. I don't see this from y'all. Like, man, come on, bro.
Like, if exclude the last video, before the last video, if Lil Nas X did all that stuff and it still said he wasn't gay, I would believe him because he has that personality where, okay, you just do extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. There's some trends. I mean, if you want to do them, man. It's your life or whatever. But you don't have to do them.
Man, everybody ain't got to do everything, man. It's hard to just be you. It's okay to just be you. Hey, my people out there, you are enough by yourself. Just you.
They weird. I don't get why these kids these days, they weird to me.
Man, it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Man,
wish a little Reese all that he gets well soon and everything, but I found out why he got shot. And
what was that?
Yeah. Lil Reese was found in a stolen car, and the owner G'd the car with his father.
The owner did what?
The owner of the car that he was riding in that was stolen, they GPS'd it pretty much to find the car. And when they found the car, that's when they all popped off.
Got it. Well,
the owner and the father of the owner. And I think the father was the one that popped off. I don't know if he did the first shot. But that's how it happened.
Hey guys, I don't know if y'all seen our live where we had a gangbanger that was on there that was really intent on being tough, and then we saw the after effects of what happens when you being tough and that ain't you. So hey, I'm gonna go back to that last segment. Hey, you are enough, people. You be you. Okay.
Yeah.
You are more than enough.
Yeah,
Just
you don't
you
have to
by
be like
yourself,
everybody else.
with no help, with no enhancements. Just you by yourself. You enough. Right on.
After this recording, I'm gonna go back to that live and watch that again. That joke was hilarious.
Y'all gotta go help me. Y'all gotta go. Oh dear.
Yo, that is the first time I actually heard somebody cry and boo-hoo. Like really boo-hoo. Like, oh my God.
Oh,
first time in history, man.
Every once in a while, I come with some heat, man. Every once in a while, man, it's not just face, man. Every once in a while,
Man, was that heat?
I'll give you something.
My whole left side of my face was.
That shit was
When my eye was crying, I felt like my allergies was on one side of my face. I was laughing so hard.
One side of that.
It might have been my allergies.
You got them biased allergies.
That shit was hilarious.
So, other thing I found out this week, there's a black-owned tequila brand called Los Negros, and they're owned by black-owned tequila, Los Negros.
The niggas that named it the niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Them Negroes.
Those sneaky.
I thought it was entertaining, so I'm going to bring it up.
I'm happy about
the black.
And May 14th, China became the second nation to land a spacecraft on Mars. It landed around like 7:18
They got a rover up there?
p.m. Mm-hmm.
They got a rover?
Was it? Yeah, it's called the Taiwan. I'm gonna spell it because I'm probably saying it wrong.
But it's a rover that's up there, or they just
yeah, that's what they had on the report. Is like a rover, pretty much.
Well,
but yep, it landed this Friday.
They gonna own our country soon anyway.
So they back to back. So it's just us and China on Mars. Well. Yeah, us, US. Pretty much. Whatever.
I want them to go head to Mars. I want them bad people to get their ass to fucking to Mars. I want our government and China's government to go to Mars. And then we can go to Africa and just live in the tropics and enjoy life.
Yep. And a couple other people they can take up there with them, pretty much.
Because them two big ass governments that be fucking up a lot of shit in the world, and don't nobody be holding them accountable because they so big.
In Russia. Pew. In Russia.
Man, I ain't scared of no nigga that's named after some shit that my son do after he eat beans.
Oh no, man. I've read up on this history, man.
Your name Putin. Yeah, my son be Putin too. What the fuck that mean to me? Fuck out of here. Little man on a horse. Fuck out of here. These niggas
I don't know, man. That man got his own bike again.
These niggas be like 5'6", try to buck. Man, I will beat fire out. If I ain't scared of you in real life, I don't give a damn what government you run. Like, I'm not scared. I don't care. Like,
you got a biking gang and missiles.
Man, dude. Man, I would embarrass that nigga. And that would be the worst thing that you could do to him. Because I would call that nigga, hey man, box me, nigga. Anybody that got a problem with what I'm saying, Putin or I don't know who the people in China name is, but Asian Putin. Shit, you come on and come see these hands, and we can do it like that. I don't want to hear shit else. I don't want to hear shit about no missiles or no nukes or none of that. Come see these hands. Fuck these nukes. Come see these nuts, nigga. Oh my God. Come see these dogs. Oh my God. And anybody like that, that's my answer to all of it. Like, either see me with if you don't like what I'm saying and you can't deal with words. Oh my God. Your first thought is debate. If that don't work for you, then come see these hands. I ain't about to do all that extra shit. Fuck Putin. You're named after the act of farting. The fuck out of here. I'm not worried about you. Fuck out of here, man.
And language it means something else. I don't know. I'm just saying this so I can stop it again.
You little fuck that gets photoshopped to look taller. Fuck out of here. I wish I might have somebody stretch my torso to make me taller. He's a little guy. I don't know how. I know one thing. He ain't my height. And I'm not that, and I'm not no giant man or nothing out there. I'm 5'11". But I'm taller than the average nigga that be popping a lot of shit. They be them little niggas at them little man complexes, and they mad because they 5'4", they 2 inches, they 2 centimeters taller than Kevin Hart, and they be out here, rah, 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 rah. I killed my own countrymen. Man, fuck out of here. He is 5'6". I told you they be these petite ass niggas, man. Fuck out of here. I will pluck fire out your forehead. Fuck out of here, little man. I will flick you like I flick my son. Fuck out of here.
I don't even know how we got.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand, motherfucker. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Give you a pow, you motherfucker. Fuck out of here.
You gonna spray Pat? You gonna spray Putin with the?
Hey man, I told y'all I'm on one, man. I hate when people be talking about Putin. Yo, like. You ain't about to give me one of these dictators that's little. If you're going to give me somebody, give me a big Edie Amin motherfucker that look like, hey, man, if I tussle you, I'm going to have to put some work in. Like, shit might not go my way. Otherwise, you can miss me with the missiles, champ. I don't give a fuck. And if it comes to the guns, goddammit, you can shoot them AKs. I done seen y'all. Y'all be having all-day firefights, and it be like 10 people dead. No, I'm gonna fire 10 bullets and I'm hitting 10 folk with them 10. And then if I reload, we're gonna hit 10 more. But I ain't about to be out here. Like, we ain't about to play around. Nigga, I hunt and I fight. I ain't worried about that bullshit, man. You gonna miss me with that dictator shit. You 5'4" fucks.
Yeah, dictator shit.
You wanna kill your own countrymen and be out here on these human rights violations shit. Just come see these hands, man. I'm tired of this bullshit in this world. That's the problem. Don't nobody be coming to these niggas with their hands if they scared they gonna get some in their food, nigga. I will starve and whoop your ass, skin and bones. I don't give a fuck. Like, man, I'm tired of these dictators, man. Fuck Putin.
Bring world peace.
Nigga farting, and I will beat shit down your leg and then get to farting on your face.
Once again,
what them kids be doing on Fortnite when they be dancing on the teabagging them out, I would teabag the shit out your fucking shit and put that shit on the gram.
This is y'all.
No Photoshop, nigga. Fuck out of here. I'm tired of this bullshit, nigga. These hands, man. I'm tired of this shit, man. These niggas' hands be baby as fuck. They don't be having no fucking scars and scuffs, nigga. You ain't been in no fucking shit. Fuck out of here, man. I'm tired of this shit.
Kim Jong.
I will beat you till you got a good haircut. Fuck out of here, man.
Another person they can get the fuck out of here is Ryan Selensky. And
who is that?
He is.
Yo, you stay, man, from Coin Lee, man, you stay giving me these names of these people that's like, where did you find this story? Who is Ray Zelensky? That sound like the dad from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I'm gonna tell you where the United States government found him. They found him right in my backyard in Chesapeake.
Hold on.
And he is one of the insurrectionists.
In your backyard?
Yeah, Chesapeake.
Like he was hiding in your backyard?
Nah.
Or you just mean Chesapeake. Like relative backyard?
I'm just saying Chesapeake.
Okay. I was about to be like, what, nigga? You ain't leave with that, man. We should have talked about this off air. That should have been like when I said how you doing. That should have been part of the conversation tonight. Like, damn, like, nigga just hiding in your backyard. How you doing, Pat? You looking out the window. You got a whole scene from Cops.
January 6th invasion. He was in my backyard cutting grass. But nah, man, the dude was from Chesapeake, man, and you want to know the retarded way of how they found him? This dude was doing TikToks under the name Mufasa _pride. And showing videos of him that day, January 6th.
Stupid.
It's more to the story, but I thought that was the most important part, that he was that stupid.
Social media life. Post everything you do, get your ass cut up.
But people be thinking they're gonna put the vaccine and putting tracking devices in us, and you got it right in your hand. You got it right in your hand. The tracking device is right in your hand.
I be turning my location off
on it every day.
Yeah, I don't a whole lot of that.
And the funny thing is, you give it away freely.
Mm-hmm.
Click that terms and agreements.
But guess what?
Or terms and conditions.
Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
They can track me. I'll leave this phone anywhere. This is a work phone. I don't pay no phone bill. Shit in my name. I would go off the grid in a minute and care less. I'm trying to tell you, Pat. You don't understand, man. I can eat what I kill, and I know how to grow food. I'm not really worried out here, man. These streets. I'm just as crazy as these militia motherfuckers.
Well, I'm not addressing you.
I'm built for this shit. Fuck these niggas.
I'm not addressing you.
Fuck these insurrectionists. Fuck these Putins. Fuck these Pattons and these Poppins and these Potins and whatever other popping people, fuckeries. I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of these people calling folk niggas. Come see these hands. God damn it. Come see these hands. Come see these motherfucking hands. Shit.
I've seen that live action movie.
Like, doing this, man. Like, let's just start doing it like everybody doing this celebrity boxing where they got the YouTubers versus the TikTokers and they got the this versus the that. Like, they need to start having like social issue celebrity boxing where like the insurrectionist versus the liberal, or the motherfucker with some sense versus the Trump supporter. Like, you know what I mean? The crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like,
hosted
let us just line it up. Let us line that shit up, and we go in. You know what I mean?
If Jordan Kepler is hosting, I'm down for it.
I got some fighters for the first couple fights. You know what I mean? I can't say my whole team will win, but them first two fights gonna be a doozy.
Or Jordan Kepler doing commentary. Great.
You hear? I tell you that. I'm with all this shit. But let me stop. Because we still.
And that was the end of the good and fuckery, y'all.
Oh, well, damn it. Yeah.
Okay.
Got on the fuckery. I don't mean no harm, y'all. And I ain't out here looking for violence, but man, I'm tired of these people that be like bullying nations. Like, I don't like bullies when you just bully one person. I damn sure don't like these motherfuckers out here bullying nations and they be little as fuck. Man, you don't get your little pipsqueak ass. Because you got big niggas, which man, bruh.
Well, Kim Jong with his big roly-poly ass.
Dictators, line that shit. These hands, you heard me. Let's see these hands. Let's get to that shit. Let's do some real man shit and let's get these hands. And whoever win, their way go. I win, we get to give you to the people. And let the people decide whatever they want to do with you. So you can end up like Gaddafi getting dragged through the streets.
In order for that to happen, they would actually have to be fair. And they ain't became dictators by being fair.
Amen. So. But yeah. Hey, come see farting. We're gonna see what's up.
In our next verses. Hook it up.
Indeed.
But on to my next topic.
Beef is real.
Now, I want to bring up something that's common in more of the ratchet community, but I see it more. I see it everywhere. You feel me? In subtle ways, but you see the more of the violent ways coming in the more ratchet of the communities. It doesn't have to be just urban. Ratchetness comes in every community. So I'm talking about beefing over a man or a woman. Having an issue with someone over a man or a woman.
I'd be down.
It's a pathetic thing to get in an altercation for.
Agree.
Feeling like I'm not fighting for no woman. My wife is totally different. That's not a woman. That's my other half. So I'm gonna fight for myself. So that's totally different. But in the instance that
When you
I'm
say
fighting for her love,
what do you mean?
no, let me continue. I'm elaborate on that one.
Okay.
Then the essence of fighting for her love or fighting with another man over her, I'm not even doing. I'm not doing that. That's
Okay.
totally different.
Okay.
You feel me? I'm never getting in the altercation for someone's love.
Right.
If you want to be with somebody else, go right the fuck ahead. Shit, I'm not stopping you. I'm not in the business of keeping nobody who don't want to be kept.
Mm-hmm.
So getting in an altercation over somebody, that's pathetic and sad.
That's real.
And to get in a violent altercation over somebody, that's even worse.
Agreed.
I mean, is it even? I mean, for the two people that's in the situation or that have the issue, I mean, take a step back and look at it. Is it even worth to entertain the situation if the person y'all arguing over ain't willing to step in and say something? Because y'all issue truly ain't with y'all selves. It's with that person.
Yeah.
I've seen recently online, I've seen some of everything. You feel me? Like women fighting women over men, men fighting men over women, men fighting men over men, and vice versa. You feel me? Like, and I just don't understand it. Like, I don't get it. I never have. As a young man, I didn't get into that because I didn't see the issue then. I was always taught if somebody can take it, she won't never yours anyway, so let her go. There you go.
I never heard about that.
You feel me? Like, I mean, it's too many people in the world to fight over one.
That's real.
And to my knowledge, don't women still outnumber men?
Back for your ass.
I really can't fathom it. I mean, what's y'all take on this shit?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah,
what? I don't even like.
Let's start there.
Hey, I hate when people drag me into stuff that don't got nothing to do with me. First of all, one, don't be dragging me into stuff that don't got nothing to do with me. No.
Yeah, right.
So, like, I ain't gonna do that. No, you wouldn't do that for me.
Right.
Would you do that for me? If you do that for me,
that's one of the best questions to ask. And anytime somebody asks you to do something, would you do that for me?
Like, that person can get a Padawan drop kick if you'll do that for me.
Because if you wouldn't do it, then what's wrong with it? Why I gotta do it?
You know what I'm
saying? Like, I don't see no. Because after a while, after the fight, and once you really sit down, I don't know. Some people don't have to grow up, but after a while, when you really think about it, you be like, you know what? This was for no damn reason at all. At all. I done went through this. I got a court case. Half the hood don't. I'm not safe in half the hoods because I got into this situation. It's not worth it, man. You know, you gotta be safe enough to walk around Walmart.
Now, this is what I will say. I'm gonna come at this from a couple of different angles because I've been on all of them. All right, so on one hand, I won't fight for no love, like Faith said. Like if it's a girl and she, has ever been like, if I've ever had like a female I've been dealing with and they be like, I like this other person, I'd be like, well, go ahead and be with them. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? It's never been a situation of, let me go fight this dude because, you know what I'm saying, you into him too or y'all talking too. Like, it's more been like, oh, for real? And me, like, one of our best friends, you know what I'm saying, Jules, like, me and him, I actually befriended him because we were talking to the same girl. So, like, yeah, I that ain't shit to me. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, now, on the other hand, I have been on the other side of things where somebody wanted to beef with me over a girl.
That's true.
And what I would say on that end is, as the person being beef with, you got to decide how bad do you want this girl? Because it ain't really your beef. It's really they mad at the girl, but they know they can't really fight the girl, so they want to take it out on the person that they feel that they could do some physical aggression with. So then you got to think about, okay, now if I get charged, is this girl even gonna really ride for me? Is she gonna come pay my bill? She gonna make sure I get home after this? She gonna cook me a dinner after I whip this nigga ass? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta think about shit like that. And then past that, if you are the person who is actually arguing or beefing with somebody. So like, I've never fought with a dude or argued with a dude over no girl as far as they love, but I have as far as over like me feeling like the dude was being disrespectful to my girl or something like that. So if it's that type of end, then you know.
Yeah, if you being disrespectful for women or whatever,
like, if that's your girl,
that's
like
something to fight for.
That's somebody that you claiming like that, then you're supposed to ride for your women. Like, you're supposed to ride for women, period. But like, especially like if that's a woman and a dude talking crazy to her, like that's a man's place to me. Like, to me, that's being a man. Like, men should be arguing and discussing shit with men. Like, if I'm mad at some lady and her man is available, I'd rather just go ahead and have an argument with the man. Because me and the lady ain't gonna lead nowhere. But me and this man can actually have the conversation in a reasonable fashion that we can figure out how we want to handle it and then handle it accordingly. And no matter how it go, I ain't gotta feel bad about it.
So, cut past all the emotion and stuff and just get to the solution.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, it ain't never the other person's fault. Like, I think it's done when women be fighting over men. Like, at the end of the day, whoever you with, that's the person you be mad at. Because that's the person that actually got an obligation to you. That other person, unless it's your best friend or some shit like that, the motherfucker don't know you. They don't give a damn about you. Like, they ain't got no obligation to you. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband is the one that got the obligation to you. So get mad at them. Had a conversation with them.
They may feel that way, like, I don't got no obligation to you, and I don't care about you anyway. I'm never going to see you after this day anyway. So I might as well just go ahead and get it in. I'm angry right now and get it in with somebody. I might as well go ahead fight with you because I don't even know you. I've seen that happen a lot. So.
Oh my. See, I think that's silly. See, this is why you got so many like so much dumb drama in the world today. Because you got people who don't know how to communicate. Like, why are you doing all of that? Like, what do you gain from doing all that when you could just go straight to the source of what's actually wrong with you, deal with that, and be done with it?
Nothing but drama. First, the Joe Budden Podcast breakup, and every time I wake up, somebody want to fuck with.
Fuck around, you end up like one of them people on Cheetahs, where the man or the woman like roll up on the situation, and they be like trying to go at the mistress or the dude or the side dude, and then end up getting their shit mollywop.
Or the host. Did y'all see?
Because you Peter remember, you know your
Peter
wife. You don't know this nigga or this lady.
Peter Guns and Cheetahs now, right? And
yes.
He
got to fight.
He got one episode where he got to fight because the dude that was cheating.
That nigga Peter Guns was like, he was gassing that shit though. Nigga Peter Guns was like, man, look, he is getting all up in them cheeks. He was like, he was ODing.
He was, Joe.
Going way too hard. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's my lady. You ain't gotta keep telling me how this nigga is clapping my lady cheeks. We looking at the video together, nigga. Chill out.
I'm already in trauma and stuff.
That nigga was about to throw Peter Gunn's ass into the water.
Yeah. Another question I got for y'all about this beefing over people topic. Do y'all think this is a relevant topic in like the older community? Do y'all see older people doing this shit too? Or do you think it's only just relevant in the younger, more ignorant community?
Everybody.
What?
It's everybody. It's no age on it. It's more just based off your ignorance level. Like, because I've seen like the old ladies in the church arguing about the deacon. The deacon had slid off and both of them and they got to laying hands on them after church, and now they both sitting there beefing and shit. You know what I mean? Like maybe not fighting per se, but still beefing with each other and like doing petty shit to each other. You know what I mean? Like, so you see that shit in all age ranges. I think it's more just like how mature you are with your communication at that time. Because like if you're even you could be at a different phase of this at different points in your life. You could be a young person that is not very mature in their communication, that be fighting everybody over that shit. And then as you get older, you learn more, you experience more, and then you realize the error of your ways and you start to mature, and then you might find out, you know, a better way to communicate, and then you stop being that. And now you on the other end of it, or you the person that's just never doing that. So, you know, I think it's just on your ignorance level.
Man, all I gotta say is Sam Cooke and Bobby Womack. Now I know they might have been young at the time, but man, that story behind that, like that just shows that happens in any generation, pretty much. And I also feel like it all depends on the situation, right? Because I feel like in certain situations, some people will decide to put their maturity to the side and get as ignorant as the person. You know what I'm saying? In certain situations.
Ignorant.
So it all, like, to me, I feel like it all depends. Well, it depends on maturity level. And it also depends on the situation. Because like I said, in some cases, you could be the Maharaja, you could be the most mature person in the world, whatever.
The Maharaja.
But that one particular situation, that one thing, you know, it's always that one thing that can drive somebody over their limit or whatever. So, but hopefully it's not you fighting over somebody that you probably not going to have in your life no more than maybe less than a third of your lifespan, pretty much. That's hopefully.
I tell you what. I don't care how old I am. I ain't about to be out here fighting on a woman.
Hell no.
And I love my wife. Man. But if I find out my wife cheating ever, she got two options. Either she can leave, or her nigga that she fucking with can go ahead and start kicking it on these bills. And we can just do what we do. But what ain't about to happen is me be out here in these streets fighting over that. Like, if I'm a fighter, I'm gonna fight about something. I ain't about to be out here fighting nobody over no. Like, it ain't that. It ain't gonna never be that.
Lie to you not, I have seen two old men fight over a woman before, though. I have seen that before. They saw each other for the first time in a long time, and that dude was married with her, and that dude wasn't. And I swear to God, I thought I was watching a Tyler Perry movie. That mess was hilarious, man.
Well,
I can't believe this. And you got the audacity to come around here.
That was a lot of good wordplay there. And speaking of wordplay, this week's Tiz Tape.
Okay.
Tell me why I'm wrong. Podnas and people in the world. Tell me why I'm wrong. J.Cole is a great lyricist, but his features are better than his solo works. Tell me why I'm wrong. My points. I have 4 of them. His beat selection is not the best. Outside of Middle Child, a lot of his beats are very boring, dreary, and would put toddlers to sleep if they had no lyrics over them. He's very similar to Nas in that he has this tremendous wordplay and storytelling over these beats that are very mediocre or kind of just humdrum. When he's on somebody else's song, they seem to have better beats, which makes his wordplay shine even more because now you're more into it and the whole vibe of everything feels better. My second point, his albums, because of his beat selection and just because of the fact that his subject matter is very serious, he has a certain type of voice, he has a certain type of cadence. His albums often feel very somber. Like I've never heard nobody like feeling up or hyped or ready for the day after a J.Cole album. It's usually like, I'm sitting here reflecting or, I'm about to have me a nice quiet moment or I'm taking me a ride in the car by myself for a minute, just kind of vibing. It's like a downer. He got like the Quaaludes of music. Like he puts you down a little bit. Your face when I said that. I know that was a horrible analogy, but you feel what I'm saying. It just put you down.
Another Quaalude and they love me in the morning.
My third point is his most quoted lyrics and his biggest verses are often from other people's songs. If you think back to even the past few years, you don't hear a lot of people quoting shit off his last album. What you do hear is some people quoting shit off of other people's songs, like what was that Young Thug joint, God damn it, Mimi in the
I know you're talking about the
London and shit like that. Like you think about his verses on shit like that where he's on somebody else's track, which leads me to my fourth point and final point. The reason we even got hyped about J. Cole in the first place wasn't because of his first album or his first song. It was because of his first feature when he was on Jay-Z's song and he actually rapped with the God and hung with him and came in with a quotable verse. So even his start was a feature. Jay-Z solo works is cool, but his real talent and his real value lies in his features. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tiz take.
Oh man. After we record this and it's released out, pretty much my brother is going to tell you how you're wrong in the comments. I just know it. Make sure you do that.
Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Tell me why I'm wrong.
Tell me why I'm wrong. I want to know.
That's like one of his favorite rappers, but
prove me wrong, people.
If it's a lot of people that feel like you or whatever, and I can't really say anybody's opinion that's wrong, but I can tell you why I actually like him or whatever. But and I feel like he also has, you said the Nas syndrome or whatever, and I feel like with the features he kind of got the Method Man syndrome or whatever, where he's awesome in features. And if
Method Man's first album was a banger.
Some people say that. Some people say he got like the last end of RZA Beats or something like you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, it's
like some people think that and then say like, all right, there's like 3 songs from Method Man. Now, mind you, I'm like, that's like my favorite rapper, Method Man of all time or whatever. But some people say maybe like 3 recognizable songs from that first album, pretty much. Yeah. And then exclude the second album. I think the second album kind of like his best album, pretty much, Judgment Day. But I don't know, man. I think J. Cole is one of those artists that he's so in his own world that you just he's just gonna have biased fans, and then he's gonna have those fans that, all right, I rocked with you on this one and this one, but Just when
Okay.
you're going too far into your world for me. You know what I'm saying? I take that into play with like any rapper, for real. When I listen to rappers, pretty much, it's some rappers like that everybody likes, and I also like them, but I might not like them as much as the mainstream people, pretty much.
I can dig that.
Or whatever. And you could take that aspect with anyone, like these newer rappers or whatever. Like, I like the music or whatever, but I've gotten to that age that it's so many rappers out here, and that you really have to say something for me to stand out or whatever. Or you rap about a certain subject so much that it's its own genre, and I might not be totally into that. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. For example, like it's the same opinion like I would say most people have like with a Griselda, pretty much. Yep. For that fan base and for those people, they are rapping the greatest lyrics that has been rapped in the past 4 or 5 years or whatever. But they still stay in the same lane, in that same content base or whatever.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So if you're not into that content base or whatever, he's not going to be, he might not be at the top, your top 10 or top 5 or whatever, or your most listened to from time to time, pretty much. And to me, I feel like that might be the greatness of J.Cole. Like, he actually stays in he stays in his world. I don't want to say stay in his lane or whatever. Right. That makes sense, because it's been some times where he kind of experimented, like that KOD album or whatever. And like, it wasn't like his normal lane, pretty much. Like, experimenting a little bit.
Exactly.
Or whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it kind of like, I don't know, I think you're gonna bring this up later, so I'll just bring it up then or whatever. But out of the 3 majors that come like in this generation or whatever, I feel like he might be the Nas of this generation. And just like Nas in his generation, he had his fan base. They like, you know what I'm saying, they vibe with what he vibe with, and in the music he makes, it might not be for everyone. Pretty much.
Right.
To tell you the truth is, I'm actually surprised, like, especially when we were talking about that freestyle and everything, I was surprised that you were into J.Cole the way he is, because I know that much about his music. I
rock to J.Cole on a lot of stuff that just doesn't happen to be on his albums. Yeah. That's the wild part.
You were up-tempo person, and to me, up-tempo person.
Yeah, there's a certain rhythm I rock to. I would agree.
And I would say, I can't say J.Cole isn't an up-tempo person, because his rhymes and cadence or whatever is an up-tempo style or whatever. But the keys of his music, the minor keys that he used that has that gloomy sound or whatever. If people are familiar, like major keys, it has like a happier sound, and minor keys, they have like a gloomier sound, sadder sound to it if you use those. But you use a lot of those, and it if you're not one of those people that just like introspective stuff all the time, that's not your cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
You know who did introspective really well? Joe Budden.
Yeah.
I rock with his stuff. But yeah. Face, are you able to tell me why I'm wrong? Or do you agree with the test?
I totally agree.
Yeah. I would think so.
Oh.
See, folks.
He is what he is.
Big bro got good sense.
Cole is good, but he's good at what he does. He has his place in this generation, and I'm glad he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
But his beats suck. I mean, there's no other way to say it. The value of your production is great. It's just your beat selection is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's done on purpose so the lyrics can be focused on more. I mean, I see it. It can be a strategic thing. I'm gonna choose a trash beat so they gotta focus on the lyrics. Cool, I understand it, but no, it ain't working for me.
I would be more hyped listening to J.Cole a cappella, like with nothing, bare bones, not even a drum.
Exactly.
Than I would doing a lot of his beats on his albums. They're just very dry. It just be dry. The whole album just be real like,
as far as the somberness or just the melancholy mood of his album, I agree on that. It's really not a we're gonna ride till we're gonna ride till we're gonna think. We're gonna listen to these words he's spitting to us. You know what I mean? So I mean, once again, I don't know if it's just him playing his lane and him know who he is and what he is good at, so he ain't gonna do nothing different. But it works for him. I mean, he has good album sales.
You know who else does introspective really good? Jay-Z.
Who?
Yeah. I knew you're gonna say that anyway.
I mean,
it's true.
All right, give me a reasonable doubt that is not a very upbeat album. If you think about the overall like tempo of the album, it's very much of the tempo of a J. Cole album, but the type of beat and the way he uses his voice on said beat means a lot. Like somebody else could maybe take the same J. Cole beats and they would turn it into a song that's actually sounds like something that would like make you get into it or that wouldn't put you to fucking sleep. But it's just the way the beats he chooses and then the way he uses his voice on those beats. It's just very dry. And it doesn't mean that what he's saying is bad. I'm not saying he's not like one of the top rappers. I'm saying his albums are very dry. Like I don't
You want to know what? I would say the one thing I disagree with his style as far as J. Cole is kind of like the same thing I disagree with a lot of other rappers or whatever, is that when he gets into that melodic mode, for him, for J. Cole, for him, that's where it gets boring. Because it sounds like a lullaby, you falling asleep.
And I feel like he does a lot more of that on his albums. And that may be.
And that's
a very good point. That is a very good point.
And he wants to be introspective on his albums, but at the same time, or whatever, J. Cole, you are the lyricist out of the big three in your generation. Like, mind you now, there's the big three is Drake, Kendrick, and it's Cole, or whatever. Now, if you combine those three together, you would have the perfect rap album to me. I feel like that would be the balance or whatever. Like,
I can agree with that.
Cole brings the lyricism. Drake also brings lyricism, but it's a good mixture of musicality, if I'm even saying that word right. And then Kendrick is like a good balance of like all three almost. Like he can give you introspective, he can give you something to rock in the streets with or whatever. And he may give you like a jazzy jump. Like he's like a mixture in between J. Cole and Drake, pretty much.
I'm so glad that you gave me that comparison, because that leads me to my next question. Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, or I'll even put Big Sean in there because a lot of people, when they first came out, kind of had them as the big four. at that time. You could even put Wale in there if you like the number 5. But who you got and why from that class?
It all depends on what you asking. Like, if you talking about...
If you got to pick one of them, which one you picking and why?
To tell you the truth, I'll probably pick Kendrick.
Okay.
Because I get a good balance of both. Like J.Cole, I can get the lyricism or whatever, but I'm not going to get the bounce that I want. You know what I'm saying? Drake, he's going to give me the bounce that I want, but I'm not going to get the lyricism out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that would be the mix. It's always, I would say if I'm alone in the universe and I have one album to pick or whatever, if somebody was to pick Drake or whatever in his career or whatever, they will be pretty much straight, because that's pretty much all the rap and hip hop right there, because he's done it all or whatever. But for me, I think it would be Kendrick or whatever.
Okay.
Plus, I don't know why, but I like West Coast music a lot. I don't know why. Like, it's just for some reason, I really love West Coast music, and I've been
Snoop
I
Padawan.
discovered that about myself.
Death Row Pat.
Well, if I gotta make a choice between those, I'm gonna say 3 because I'm not including Big Sean.
Okay.
If you include Wale, I'm a say Wale if we include Wale. But if we're just talking about these top 3, I'm gonna say Kendrick on the same basis that I would say Wale. But I mess with Wale harder than I mess with Kendrick, so that's just on a personal basis. You feel me? Like, I like his music, and I've been listening to Wale longer than I've been listening to Kendrick stuff. But out of these top 3, I say Kendrick.
That's funny, because I could have sworn Kendrick was like a clone of you, nigga. On the low, sometimes, if you put the right hat on Kendrick, or you put the right outfit on Kendrick, it's like, that nigga look like Face. Almost look like Face. Almost.
Little Cali, little Face, all inside his DNA.
When the nigga say, all my life I want money and power, that sounds like something he would say if he was rapping.
Damn right. Damn right. Goddamn right on that one. But I'm gonna say Kendrick. You get a little bit of everything with him. And I like the differentness. That's not even a word, so I'm gonna just use it and make it up. I like the differentness.
The differentness. Another Podnas original.
Yes, of just his musical personality. Not his personal personality, but his musical personality and his art that he brings to the table. It's just something different in the days and time that we need. Like J.Cole, he's a lyricist. Okay, we see that. Okay. Drake, he gives you lyrics, but he's more of pop, and he's more of the LL of these days. Appealing to ladies more. Where Kendrick gives you a little bit of everything, but you got a little bit of Southern flavor in there too with that West Coast shit. So I mean, it just hits a little different. It's a little, it's nothing else out there like that right now. So out of those 3, I'd pick him.
Face.
Yeah.
I feel like you might pick Kendrick because it's parts of Kendrick's flow or whatever that remind me of Outkast. Like their music.
Yeah.
He got this one joint with Unmastered, Untitled or whatever, and I feel like that whole thing felt like an Outkast Dungeon Family album on one of the tracks. And I was thinking to myself, like, yo, I think Face would love this. Like when I first listened to it, I was like, man, this sounds like some shit that Face used to put me on when I first got it ODU, pretty much, or whatever. It gave me that vibe. And then when I listen to Kendrick in his interviews, man, he sound like Face. I don't care, man. Like, he says it's certain ways he says shit. I was like, man, that sound like Face to me, man. I think they cloned you, dog, and made a rapper.
I gotta watch one of his interviews.
He came out of the same machine that Gucci Mane's clone came from.
Gucci clone.
I guess for me, like Faye said, I would definitely have Wale. If I could put him in here. But if we're going off just the three, since those are the three that Pat actually brought up, I would actually go Drake for the same reason I would pick Wale as my number one. And that is basically strictly off of nothing more than hit potential.
I can see that for you too.
Like, I want songs that sound like hit songs. I don't care what the genre is. I don't really give a damn what the tempo is. There are some of the slowest, most melancholy songs ever that I absolutely love because they're just good songs. The way they're composed, the way the person sang or rapped or performed the song, the way the drums, the types of drums chosen, even like there's just a certain sound that they added to the beat that just made it go from just mediocre to like, oh, this is crazy. You feel me? Like, it's just little shit sometimes. Like, it's hard to explain, but like, I like that. And Drake is going to give me that a lot more. Like, even if he give me an album that's got like 18 cuts on it, 10 of them going to be hits. Like, even if he don't put them out as like hits, even if they not like mainstream, I went platinum in the streets hits, they going to stream hits. They're going to be the hits that you hear in the club or in people's cars. So like, you're going to still hear them. Like, he going to give you hits. And I want to hear hits. I want to listen to good music, whatever the best music is. And I feel like Drake is going to give that to me. Now, Kendrick is the best rapper out of all of them to me. That is hands down. And I would say J.Cole is probably the next best rapper. But as far as making music and what I gonna want to listen to, if I gotta go, I would rather hear good music over somebody that's gonna give me that rapidy rap, edible, medical, settle. Like, give me the damn Too Legit to Quit then if it's gonna be a hit. Like, I wanna enjoy the music. You feel me? I don't need a million words. Like,
I think I could.
But don't give me no bullshit like that damn Coy Leroy with the pull up with the ooh and the ooh and the ooh and it said ooh and then wonder why I got the ooh and this bitch ain't got no lyrics. It's no lyrics to that song. No lyrics.
Tiz, she said it already. She said if you're looking for that, for lyrics or anything to it, she just make feel good music.
I ain't
don't come to her
no
for it.
High level lyrics. I'm just looking for lyrics.
Stuff that makes sense. Yes.
She gave me onomatopoeia. Pull up in that right, and I like the cause my name and I got and I rock and I sing and I say and I
I mean, her dad, man. I mean, it wasn't really that much guidance there. So, like, I'm gonna leave that alone. You know what? I feel like I like Drake more when it's a Drake playlist than listen to his individual albums. Because if I have a ton of Drake songs that I actually like through his different albums or whatever, but I might not listen to that album because there's a point in that album where, all right, this shit is a little too sing-songy for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'll pick that. Now, I want to pick y'all brain a bit.
Okay.
Because the way you feel about J.Cole, I kind of feel about Wale. Like I
don't have nothing to say, but you're wild.
I know. And I brought this up because I feel like, because both of y'all like him, I feel like this would be great. But all right, I feel like Wale, to me, to me, I feel like Wale show out more when he is featured also. Like, to me, I've when it comes to his albums and songs like that, I just feel like they're not clicking to me or whatever. That's just me. Now,
I got the rebuttal for this. That's easy.
Some songs he has or whatever, I fuck with, but it's like it's some songs, it's some features that I hear him on, and I say to myself, "Yo, I just want that on his album or whatever." I want rapidy ass Wale on his album, pretty much. But like I said further, it might not just be my cup of tea.
Understood. My rebuttal to that would be, for one, you're wilding. For two, respectfully, Wale doesn't have a lot of features. So where we can even really compare it to his catalog. Even on his own albums, a lot of his songs are him.
Mm-hmm.
It's rapidy rap all through that. That's the thing about Wale. Everything is rapidy rap. It's never like, I'm going to give you a lot of harmonious. Like, nope, I will never get on that wave. I'm going to give you the spoken word flow on everything. Now, that would be my major rebuttal. Like, it's not even enough catalog of features to make that argument. It's like it's like saying Biggie the best because he got two albums where everybody else got like 6 to 10. No, he ain't the best because he don't. So yeah.
Now if I think about it, it's just that the features that I have heard him on,
he's really good at.
Yeah. Because it was one when Make Back Music, they came out with when they first started coming out with their compilations and stuff like that.
Have you ever heard the album that Wale did with Seinfeld?
I heard it halfway.
Nope. Listen to that whole album. Yeah. I beg you.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Just let it play.
Cool as shit.
I'm gonna sit back and actually try it. It's just like, man, when I listen, don't get me wrong. I give him a try every time he releases. Every time he releases, I've listened to him to try, but it's like he starts me off somewhere and then he goes somewhere, and I'm like,
he might not be your thing, man.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Gotcha. Okay. I got something I'm gonna bring up to the table. I was watching the drink championship today. He had a cool ass top. So never thought about it like this, but top 5 rappers that would never be in your top 5.
You looked at the Mad Skills joint, didn't you?
Hold on, what?
Yes, I did.
Top 5 rappers that would never be in my top 5.
So they are top.
Meaning no matter what they did, 5? They could never enter into my top 5.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
I'll go first.
Yeah. Give me a second.
I agree with what they say, Joe. Silky Shocker. He ain't making it nowhere with me.
Anywhere with anybody.
Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy ain't let me see. Bow Wow.
That's an easy one.
He ain't making it nowhere with me. I'm gonna get a little controversial. I'm gonna go Fat Joe.
Oh no, that ain't controversial, bro. I understand.
My top 5. And let's go. Let's see. I want to go. I'm gonna hit another controversial one. I'm gonna go Trick Daddy.
Oh shit. Baby, 'cause
I didn't even see that one coming.
I did not. I did not. I did not.
I did not see that one coming, man.
I did not.
Can never be in my top 5. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
Now I understand Fat Joe. Fat Joe is like the best average rapper ever. like when it comes to average rappers, he's the upper echelon of the average rapper.
That ain't no bad damn point.
Like he makes hits. He makes hits.
He's the best. He's too.
I mean,
yeah.
he got the history. He got the street cred. He got everything you need to be the rapper. You know what I'm saying? But he never really said anything that like is memorable. Now, don't get me wrong. He's had some times when he's like freestyling, and I was like, all right, Joe. All right. Like he had them tracks with like Big Pun and the Beat Nuts or whatever. I'm like, all right. You in there. Or the one he did with Big Pun. But like as far as like just presence against the other greats or whatever, he is the greatest average rapper ever. Like I feel like he's like Khaled but rapping.
Okay.
Rapping version of Khaled.
Okay. I got a 5 for that.
Mm-hmm.
My 5th is Drake. My 4th is Nelly.
Agreed.
And then I started to get into the thought of like, who are people who are actually really, really good? And a lot of people have them in their top 5s, but like they can never make it into mine. So I got at number 3, Rakim. Number 2, Big Pun. And my number 1 person that probably people gonna look at me a little weird about in the comments, especially, that will never ever be in my top 5. Notorious B.I.G. Rest in peace.
I understand that. I understand. I mean, he's not in my top 5, but I respect him though. But yeah.
On the spot, who are y'all top 5? Because I got mine.
My top 5.
That was easy for me.
From 5 to 1, I'm gonna go. Shit. Nas is the 5th. I go Nas. Then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Snoop is my 4. I'm gonna go. Who else? I love the hell rap. I know my 2 are my 1, but this 3 is always 3 is always a funny number to figure somebody right in the middle. Shit. 3, I'm gonna go. 3, I'll go Kendrick. 3, I'll go Kendrick.
Okay.
2, I'll go Jay. 2, I'll go Jay-Z.
Okay.
And number 1, of course, Mr. 3 Stacks.
Okay.
I knew that was there.
Respectfully.
I knew that was there.
Respectfully. Pat, you want to go?
I want to start off with the one rapper I can think of off the top of my head that is an absolute legend and should be respected as such, but will never be on my top. And that's LL Cool J. Never be on my top at all.
He would never be in mine either, but he's not. I don't even know if he's in my top 10.
Yeah, he's just he's just not, man. It's just but my top 5 or whatever, when I was like really deep into just rapping or whatever, my top 5 or just off the top of my head was like Nas, Method Man, Tupac, Sean Price, and Eminem.
Okay.
Whatever. I think I might end up mixing that up because over the years or whatever, I've like grown out of like Eminem a little bit or whatever. Some or whatever. So in between that, it would probably be with the rest of the 5 in my top 10, which is like Jay is there, Busta Rhymes is there, Snoop is there, Big Pun was there. Big Pun. Because I had his album and I was like, he got this one song called The Dream Shatter, and I just like how he rapped on that. It just like that was it for me. After that, I was like, oh, I like every bar in this shit. Okay.
Respect.
Andre's in there. Definitely Andre's in there. And to me, I feel like Andre is a controversial pick because usually in your top 5, you have more music solo-wise as an individual rap, like individual rappers or whatever. It's just that the verses that he has come out with you're just not getting that from nobody. Like they're like,
see, I would hold that against him if it was the best rapper of all time. But I don't, because this is just your top.
Just my personal one.
Right. So it's like I have no problem with it. And I'm also going to say it's because he's at my number 3 spot, actually. Below him at number 4 is T.I. And at number 5 is Lil Wayne. And mainly, actually, with Lil Wayne, it's because of a lot of his stuff before his YMCMB days when he was still back, lights out, mask off, silent, your life's got, that Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? Midnight Lil Wayne, you feel me? So yeah, number 5 is him, 4 is T.I., 3 is Dre, 3 Stacks. Number 2 is Tupac. Yeah. I don't think a lot got to be said about him. And then number 1, everybody
we know what that
throw your rocks up, baby. You already know. Throw the diamonds in the sky. You know what I mean?
E40?
J to the Z. H to the Izzo. What you say? What you say, nigga?
Wait, E40. Hey, I'm surprised E40 ain't on his top list of rappers that'll never make his top.
I like E40.
Face. No, I'm talking about Face.
Oh yeah. E40 making that nigga
I really
bad.
think I need to reevaluate my top 5 because now I think I'm at a point where I can actually put Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. Because at first, when I did, when that first came around or whatever, like I wasn't, they were just coming out pretty much. And I felt like eventually I would end up putting them somewhere in my top 5 at the rate they were going, pretty much. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to have to reevaluate my top 5 again. Well, not top 5, probably top 10. My 5th one, I'm probably going to have to reevaluate.
And either way, it's okay if you need to reevaluate that. That's not a bad thing, You grow and evolve.
I think you should.
Taste grow and evolve. It's all good.
I think
you had to ask me this when I was younger. I would have had probably some wild shit.
I would have just said the Wu-Tang Clan.
I would have been some weirdo shit.
I would have just said the Wu-Tang Clan.
Probably said MC Hammer and more shit.
No, it probably would have been Lil Turk. Like random people, because that's who I was into at the moment. So,
Oh, another rapper I would not put on my top 5. You Got from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh man, You Got don't make my bottom 5. You Got don't really make. I don't even think about it.
Yeah,
You Got man.
He doesn't make any list of mine. Period.
No, sir.
I mean, really, is not that much. I don't want to like it.
He gets an NFC, not for consideration.
Yeah. I was like, out of all the people,
I give him my NWC.
L guy.
Nigga, who cares?
He had this one video. He is the
living embodiment of this emoji. I did the shrug emoji, podcast family.
Honestly, I saw him. I think this was Tim Westwood. I saw him freestyling. It was one other member and Method Man. Mm-hmm. And like, when you hear the difference in flow between you guys and Method Man, it's like y'all in the same age range, man.
Same age range, same group. Very different. Very different outcome.
He had a music video dressed up like Zorro or something, like Darkwing Duck with a trench coat with no sleeves.
Darkwing Duck.
Good.
Oh man, Darkwing Duck people, go back and watch our old videos on YouTube. We got episodes where we talked about top 80s and 90s cartoons and top adult cartoons. So get your nostalgia on if you like Darkwing Duck. As always, support Black business. Support Black business. Support Black business. Do anybody have a new one this week?
No, I don't myself.
Cool. Pat?
Nah, this week. Molly Moss, y'all.
Just keep going back to any of them at the end of our old episodes. Still got to work on that, but I'm almost ready. About to have some nice time coming up on my hands where I can get busy on some stuff, but compilation coming soon of all of our Black businesses that we've highlighted over the past few months. But yeah, man, support Black business. And, one Black business we always want you to support is the Podnas. One of the best ways you can do that financially would be to sign up for a membership on buymeacoffee.com/thepodnas or patreon.com/thepodnas. On either site, you can sign up for memberships as low as $5, and you can get many exclusive perks, and not limited to, but including, you can get exclusive unedited video content of every single episode we drop. So you see everything we do from the time we hit record to the time we hit stop. You get access to be able to tell us what you want to actually have us talk about. You get exclusive panel access. You get moderator access. Yeah, the list goes on and on. There's even going to be watch parties and stuff that we do with y'all, and private live streams with just us and the group. So, yeah, man, join the Pod Squad. That way, if you want to support, but you don't have $5 and you want to just drop something off just to say, you know what, man, I appreciate what you guys doing. I rock with y'all young guys. Keep doing what y'all doing. You could drop as low as $1 on Buy Me a Coffee and not sign up to any membership. You could just donate. You can also always use Cash App, $Podna Tiers 1. But if you don't want to donate financially, but you do want to do something else, you can always do the best thing you can do, which is like, comment, share, and subscribe on YouTube or any of our podcast services where you can find us. You can find us on literally every podcast service, and you can find us on YouTube. So you can watch, listen, watch. You can listen on YouTube. You can watch YouTube. Whatever you want to do, you can find us, and you know what I mean? If you're checking out the content, comment, leave us reviews, leave us stuff. Like talk back to us. You know what I mean? If you heard something in the conversation that piqued your interest, that made you sit there and actually stop to listen for a minute, go ahead and talk to us about it. What's your perspective? Do we agree, disagree? Are we crazy about what we said? Do you think we were spot on? Let us know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Share this with other people who you think may be into it. Like. That is a major way for us to get caught up in algorithms and actually get, promoted to more people so we can get more people into the Pod Squad. We are steadily growing, consistently growing week by week, and we want to have you join the conversation. If you don't want to do any of those things, but you do want to, maybe not donate directly to us, but you want to actually get something to represent us or to represent the fact that you're down with the Pod Squad and you want some good gear, some nice clothes, something, to put on your phone to keep it safe. You know what I mean? Something to drink your morning Joe out of, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. Face, tell them where they can get all of our apparel and merch.
As usual, y'all can go to the favorite website of mine. I often go there myself. It's teespring.com/stores/partners-closet-1. Once again, that's teespring.com/stores/partners, spelled PODNAS-closet-1.
Indeed. And if you want to get in touch with us, but you don't want to comment, you don't want to hit us up in the chat when we go live, you can always get in touch with us through social media. And where can they find us at, Pat?
At THEPODNAS. Let me slow it down. At THEPODNAS. Chop and screw for you. Twitter, Instagram, and you could search us on Facebook, The Podnas, and our page is Tiz Face Pat are The Podnas, and we show a lot of our lives there. Like you said, comment, like, subscribe. You could DM us whatever ideas, show, random stuff for the live shows or whatever. We'll talk junk on it. At that time you actually asked us, so.
Hey, indeed. Yeah, man, holla at us. We holla back. As always, man, I'm 1/3 of the Partners. It's your boy Tiz, along with
the other third of the Partners, your friendly neighborhood superhero, the Padawan, along with.
You know, it's facing a place, and I'm ahead of the race this week.
Hey, we ahead of the race, man, and we hope to stay that way, man. We hope y'all do too out there, man. We love y'all. Stay safe.
Catch up.
See y'all throughout the week, man. See y'all
Stay
on
safe, stay
Thursday
happy,
for the
travel,
live
man.
show. And we out this B-I-E-I-E-I-E-I.